Kansas, from the College of the Ozarks and the NAIA National Tournament on KMNU Channel 18. They're doing the opening introductions.
At a guard, Robert Wesleyan, a 5'10" sophomore from Weedsport, New York. Number 44, Matt Lapiska. At a guard, for Mid-American Nazarene, a 6'2" junior from Olathe, Kansas. Number 32, Jimmy Williams. At a guard for Roberts Wesleyan, a 5'10" senior from Woodville, New York. Number 10, Chris Day. At a forward from Mid-American Nazarene, a 6'6" senior from Olathe, Kansas. Number 4, Sean Malloy. At forward for Roberts Wesleyan, a 6'1" senior from Adams, New York. Number 24, Caleb Richter. At a forward for the Pioneers, a 6'1" senior from Maquoketa, Iowa. Number 40, Dan Fleming. At a forward for the Raiders, a 6'6" junior from Canastota, New York. Number 34, Joe Rebsey. And at center for the Pioneers, a 6'4" sophomore from Wichita, Kansas. Number 44, Adam Oots. And at center for Roberts Wesleyan, a 6'3" junior from Erie, PA. Number 30, Graham Witherspoon. The head coach for Mid-American Nazarene is Rocky Lamar. Head coach for Roberts Wesleyan is George Sisson. Our officials today are Mike Reed, Brian Rude, and Rod Chamberlain. I'd like to remind you that you can purchase videotapes of your NAIA tournament games. You can purchase your videotapes immediately after each game upstairs behind the Vacation Channel banner. Purchase your videotapes for your games.
Ball toward the middle. Ready to tap it up. Up it goes. Ball is tapped by Utes, controlled by Malloy. Pioneers will have the first crack at it. Keeley bringing it across the timeline for Mid-America. A couple of dribbles for Keeley. Drops to Malloy. Malloy looking around for Fleming. One dribble back up top to Williams. Williams over to Keeley on the wing. 23 on the shot clock for the Pioneers. Keeley looking for Fleming. Instead, he's going to go down low to Malloy. Malloy trying to kick back outside. Does to Fleming. 15-footers. No good. I think they're going to call that an offensive foul, though, on Fleming. And they do. That's his first, team's first, 19:39 to play. Still no score from Point Lookout, Missouri. Ball inbounded to Lapiska. He brings it up for Roberts Wesleyan. Lapiska dribbling around the outside. Going to kick back outside to Richter. Richter dropping off to Stay. Stay back outside to Lapiska. Lapiska well defended by both Williams and Keeley. Has to back it back out. Lapiska drops it down low. Turning his Rabis. No good. Board to Malloy. Malloy going to bring it out to Matt Keeley. Keeley bringing it across for the Pioneers. Keeley looking, finding Malloy up top. Malloy going to go down low to Oots. Oots turning, layup, good! 19:07 to go in the first half. Mid-America takes their first lead of the game, 2-0. Trying to answer is Roberts Wesleyan. 12-footer up and good for number 10, Chris Day. So, quick pace here early. It's 2 apiece. 18:54 to go in the first half. Ball down low to Oots. Oots spinning on his man, kicks back outside to Malloy. Malloy rotating to Fleming for 3. Short, board to Rabis. Rabis gets it out to Lapiska. Lapiska loses the handle, then gets it back as he brings it across the timeline. Lapiska trying to go down low. They're going to call a foul down here. Let's see who they get for Mid-America. That one's going to be called on Oots. It'll be his first, team's second. 18:38 to go in the first half, 2 apiece. Ball back outside to Stay. Stay dribbling around 25 feet from the basket. Jimmy Williams looking at him, trying to figure out what he's gonna do. Stay goes around, a pick from Raybiz, tries to go down low. Nice defense by Williams, forces Stay to pass it back out to Lepiska. Lepiska now driving on Keeley. Lepiska, 12-footer, no good. Tap back up and out of bounds. It'll be Pioneer basketball, 18-14 to go in the first half. Still a 2-2 score. Keeley now with the basketball for the Pioneers. Pioneers gonna bring it across the timeline. He looks and finds Williams, does Keeley. Williams back up top to Malloy. Malloy gonna drop to Keeley. Keeley looking for Fleming. Fleming, another open three. It's good this time, 5-2. Nice to see the North America Conference's leading scorer get it started. 3 for Fleming, 5 for Mid-America. They lead 5-2, 17:50 to go in the first half. Basketball back up top to Witherspoon. Witherspoon gets it over to Stay. Stay goes back outside to Raybiz. Raybiz drops it off to Richter. Richter gonna drive. 12-footer from Richter's good. It's 5-4, 17:36 to go in the first half. Pioneers by 1. Driving is Fleming. Misses the layup, but I think they're gonna call a foul down here on Roberts Wesleyan, and they do. They're calling this one on number 24, Richter. It'll be his first and the first for Roberts Wesleyan. Pioneers trying to extend a 1-point lead, 5-4, with 17:32 to go in the first half. Fleming, release, rotation, splash. He has 4. Pioneers lead 6-4. If you're listening to this evening's broadcast and you're enjoying yourself, email into kmnuradio@mnu.edu and let us know what you think. Second shot up for Fleming is no good. Ball down to Witherspoon. Witherspoon gets it across to Stay. Stay bringing it down against Williams. Stay has to back it back out. They get it over to Witherspoon at the top of the key. Good defense by Oots on Witherspoon. But Witherspoon, pretty good handle for a big man, goes down low. Easy pass to Raybiz for a layup. 6 apiece, 17-11 to go. Oots trying to score on the other end, misses. Ball tipped and rebounded by Roberts Wesleyan. Lepiska now with the basketball for the Raiders. They drop it down low to Raybiz. Turnaround shot from Raybiz is good off the board, and it's 8-6 Roberts Wesleyan. Keeley now with it. Looks up top to Fleming. Fleming, couple of dribbles. 17-footer from Dan, no good. Ball out to Oots. Oots gonna drop low to Malloy. Malloy layup, no good, and tipped again. Board to Roberts Wesleyan. Bringing it across is Lepiska. Lepiska gets it down in the corner to Richter. Richter driving, layup, no good. Board to Williams. Williams gonna get it out to Fleming. Fleming driving, layup, good. We're tied at 8, 16:20 to go in the first half. Roberts Wesleyan and Mid-America in national tournament action. Basketball dropped down low to Witherspoon. He turns on Oots, layup good. Boy, nice moves from Witherspoon. 10-8 Roberts Wesleyan. Malloy trying to drive on the other end, layup, good. 10 apiece now. Sean Malloy speeding it up a little bit. His man didn't expect that. Malloy blew by him for an easy layup. Ball down to Stay. Stay gets it over to Lepiska. Lepiska looks at a 3, decides against it, goes down low to Rebsy. Shot up and good. Count it in the foul. Let's see who they get this one on. They're counting it on number 4. Sean Malloy. It'll be his first, team's third. Roberts Wesleyan now leading 12-10. Rebsy gonna try to extend the 12-10 lead for Roberts Wesleyan. Checked in for the Pioneers is Jeff Miller. Miller with some good minutes against Evangel. Nice to see him come first off the bench. Shot up and good for Roberts Wesleyan. It's 13-10 Raiders as Matt Keeley brings it up with 15:40 to go in the first half. Basketball now in the hands of Malloy. Malloy drops low to Miller. Miller trying to back in, he's double teamed. They get it outside to Fleming. He's gonna rise from 3 and hit. 13 apiece. Dan Fleming warming up early. 15:23 to go in the first half. Basketball over on the wing to Richter. Richter driving, blocked by Miller. Richter gonna try it again. Miller partially blocked again. Board to Rebsy. Rebsy, 10-foot jumper, no good. Then a nice weak side boarded layup by Jamie Dell to make it a 15-13 lead for Roberts Wesleyan. Keeley now with the basketball for the Pioneers. trying to look down low to Fleming. Can't find him, so he goes outside to Williams. 20 on the shot clock for Mid-America. Williams back up top to Keeley. Keeley rotating to Fleming. Fleming driving, drops it low. Malloy, layup, good. 15 apiece, 14:40 to go in the first half. Basketball now in the hands of Stay. Stay looking around. Has to bring it back outside. 22 on the shot clock for Roberts Wesleyan. Stay rotating, tries to drive. They're gonna call a foul away from the basketball. Looks like they're gonna get Roberts Wesleyan for that one. They get number 24, Caleb Richter. That'll be his second. Only the second for the team, though. So, as a team, Roberts Wesleyan not in much foul trouble early. 14:25 to go in the first half. 15-15 from Point Lookout, Missouri. Keeley now with the basketball for the Pioneers. Keeley looking, finding Fleming. They're going to call a foul away from the basketball again. Let's see who they get for this one. They might get Joel Hardy. He just checked in for the Pioneers, and they do. That'll be his first, team's fourth. So dueling offensive fouls on both ends on the last sequence. The Pioneers and Roberts Wesleyan locked up at 15 apiece. Inbounding will be Dell. He gets it across to Stay. Stay bringing it across the timeline. Good defense by Keeley on Stay. Stay going around Keeley anyway, trying to drive to the hole, does, misses, board to Malloy. Basketball now to Keeley. Keeley looking around. Gonna try to go down low to Miller. Instead kicks outside to Malloy. Malloy rotates the ball to Hardy on the wing. Hardy gonna bring it back up top, gets it to Fleming. Fleming down low to Malloy. They're gonna call a foul down here. Let's see who it's on. They're gonna get number 34, Joe Rebsey. That's his first. The leading scorer for Roberts Wesleyan with his first foul. Checking out is Malloy. Checking back in is Oots. So now on the floor for the Pioneers, we've got Fleming, Oots, Hardy, Keeley, and Miller. Keeley trying to drop it low to Oots. Oots wasn't looking for it. Nice look by Matt, but when the other guy is not looking for it, he's not going to catch it. And it went out of bounds to Roberts Wesleyan. Stay now with the basketball. 13:40 to go in the first half. 15 apiece here from Point Lookout, Missouri. Stay rises from three. No good. Board to Miller. Miller gets it out to Keeley. Keeley driving across the timeline. Going to try to go to the hole. He loses the handle, but they're going to say it was off of a Raider, and so the Pioneers will get it back with 13:24 to go in the first half. 15-15. Checking in for Roberts Wesleyan, number 44, Matt LaPisca. Checking out is Stay. Checking in for Mid-America, Jimmy Williams. Checking out is Keeley. So now on the floor for the Pioneers, Williams, Hardy, Miller, Oots, and Fleming. Fleming dropping to Miller in the corner. Miller back outside to Williams as we get back to live action. They get it to Fleming. Fleming trying to get in the corner to Miller. Does. 17-footer from Jeff is no good. They're going to call a foul down here. Let's see who they get. I believe it's going to be Joel Hardy. It is. That'll be his second. And the 5th team foul. So the Pioneers in a little bit of team foul trouble with 13:15 to go in the first half. LaPisca now with the basketball for Roberts Wesleyan. Brings it across the timeline, gets it over to Dell. Dell gonna look up top to Rabiz. Rabiz back outside to Floyd. Floyd across to Nate Kish. Kish back up top to Floyd for a long three. Over the top of the backboard and out of bounds. 12:57 to go. 15-15. Pioneers and Raiders locked in a tie here from Point Lookout, Missouri. Williams now with the basketball for the Pioneers, bringing it across the timeline again. Williams looking to Hardy. Hardy trying to find Fleming, instead goes up top to Miller. Miller rotates the ball to Williams on the wing. Williams looking for Fleming. Fleming rising from three again. Good again. Dan Fleming, the main Pioneer scoring right now. Gives him a 3-point lead, 18-15 with 12.5 to go. Ball down low to Dell on the other end is up and good. Pioneers didn't get back very well on defense on that one, and Dell got a 4-foot half hook to cut it to one. 18-17 Pioneers, 12:20 to go in the first half. Williams looking down to Hardy. Hardy spinning, trying to find a cutting Fleming. He can't run it down, so it'll go out of bounds to Roberts Wesleyan. 12-12 to go in the first half. 18-17 Mid-America. Keeley going to check in for the Pioneers. Let's see who he comes in for. I believe he's going to come in for Joel Hardy, and he does. So now we've got Keeley, Oots, Fleming, Williams, and Miller on the floor for Mid-America. Bringing it across is Lepiska. Lepiska trying to drop it down and does to Dell. Dell across to Floyd. Floyd back up top to Lepiska. Lepiska over to Dell again. Dell on the opposite wing. Then down inside to Witherspoon. Witherspoon kicks back outside to Floyd. Floyd driving, shooting, and missing. And they're going to call that one, I believe, on the Pioneers. Let's take a look here first, though. They get it on Keeley. It'll be his first. The 6th team foul, so the next one will be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Roberts Wesleyan. Right now, just an inbounds pass. And inbounding for the Raiders will be Lepiska. Lepiska gets it down inside. Weatherspoon shoots and misses. Board to Keeley. Great play by Matt Keeley. Helping out on the backside and getting the board. Gets it over to Williams. Jimmy going to try a three. It's good. Pioneers by 4 now, I believe. Yes, they are. 21-17, 11.5 to go in the first half. Ball back up top to Witherspoon. Tipped and stolen by Fleming. Fleming trying to get it out to Miller. Instead, it's stolen back by Lepiska. And Lepiska brings it back up for Roberts Wesleyan. Gets it to Floyd. Floyd trying to go down low. Instead, kicks back outside to Lepiska. Lepiska driving, spinning in the lane, kicks back outside to Dell. They're going to call a travel on Jamie Dell. First time I've seen that call all night. It was a good one. 11:09 to go in the first half. 21-17 Pioneers. Great minutes from Jeff Miller. Miller is getting an unbelievable ovation from the crowd as he goes to sit down, and Sean Malloy checks back in for the Pioneers. Checking in for Roberts Wesleyan, number 10, Chris Stay. As the Pioneers get the basketball into the hands of Keeley to bring it across with 11:04 to go in the first half. 21-17 Mid-America. Keeley looking, finding Fleming. Fleming now with the basketball. Couple of dribbles, going to go back up top. Instead goes over to Keeley. Keeley trying to look in the corner to Williams. Instead goes to Malloy. Malloy across to Fleming. Fleming rising from 17. It's good. 23-17. Pioneers by 6. The scoreboard here is incorrect as they put the 2 points on the wrong side. Let's see how long it takes them to correct that. Right now, Stay with the basketball. Gonna get it down inside to Floyd. Floyd shoots and misses. Ball tipped, weak side board to Williams. Williams gets it down to Malloy. Malloy misses the layup, but they're gonna call a foul. So Sean should get a couple free throws out of it. And he will. It's gonna be on number 32, Jacob Raleigh. It'll be his first, team's 4th. 10:23 to go in the first half. 23-17 Pioneers. Malloy missing on his first one. He'll get another. Malloy resetting himself. Spins the ball in his hands. Releases and succeeds. 24-17. Pioneers by 7. Biggest lead of the first half. 10:20 to go. Basketball now to Stay. Stay brings it across the timeline. Tries to go around Williams and does. Williams back up top. The basketball goes to Floyd. Floyd drops it down low to Dell. Dell back up top to Stay. Stay gets it to Dell, and I think they're going to call a reach in on Oots. Let's see, though. And they do. So that'll be Oots' second and the team's 7th. So a 1-and-1 opportunity for Jamie Dell. Jamie Dell, a 6'8" senior forward from Churchville, New York. Dell shoots about 57% from the free throw line and misses his first one. Board to Jimmy Williams. Williams going to bring it across for the Pioneers. Williams gets it up top to Malloy. Malloy dropping low to Oots. Oots missing the layup, but they're going to call a foul down here on Roberts Wesleyan. They'll get that one on Dell. It'll be his first and the team's 5th. A little bit late getting it on the scoreboard here with 9:55 to go in the first half. Utes going to shoot a couple free throws, and the Pioneers trying to extend a 7-point first-half lead, 24-17. Not sure what the delay is. It's an official's timeout on the floor, as they're waiting to allow Utes to shoot his free throws. Now Adams got the ball in his hands. We'll get somewhere here in a couple seconds. Utes shoots and misses his first. He'll have another right now. Utes with only 2 points, so not a very big first half for Adam, but he's going to try to improve that from the free throw line with his second shot. Utes sets, releases, and succeeds, and extends the Pioneer lead to 25-17, 9:55 to go in the first half. Basketball now in the hands of Stay, bringing it across for Roberts Wesleyan. Stay going around Keeley. Back up top to Raybiz. Raybiz over to Mays. Mays gonna get it over to Floyd. Floyd back to Mays. Mays looks at a three, decides to take it. It's no good. They're gonna call a foul on Raybiz for over the back. That should be the 16th team foul, so it will just be an inbound pass for the Pioneers. 9:35 to go in the first half, 25-17. Pioneers by 8. Basketball to Keeley. Keeley brings it across. Gonna set up the offense. Looks for Fleming on the wing. Fleming now with the basketball. Couple of dribbles, backs it out, gets it over to Keeley. Keeley gonna drop down low to Malloy. Misses the layup. Malloy gets his own board, goes back up with it, scores. Pioneers now by 10. 27-17 with 9:10 to go in the first half. Floyd gets it down low to Rebsy. He turns around and scores. 27-19. Pioneers. Floyd trying for a steal on the other end, steps out of bounds, so the Pioneers will get it back. 9 minutes even to go in the first half. Pioneers up by 8. Jeff Miller checking in for the Pioneers. Ball kicked outside to Keeley. Keeley gonna look at the situation and decide who he's gonna throw to. Finally gets it to Williams, 23 feet from the basket. Williams looking, finding Malloy. Malloy, one dribble over to Keeley. Keeley to Fleming. Fleming rising from 17. It's no good. Miller tries to tap it, but Jeff was a little bit off balance there, missed the tap, and Roberts Wesleyan comes down with the board. Stay gets it down in the corner to Mays. Mays back to Stay. Stay up top to Dell. Dell looking over to Mays. Mays gets blocked. It ends up in the hands of Floyd. Floyd gets it over to Stay. Stay gonna drive inside on Keeley and draws one on Matt, so a couple free throws coming for Chris Stay, the 5'10" senior guard from Belleville, New York. Stay a 71% free throw shooter, so he shoots fairly well from the free throw line. 27-19 Pioneers, 8:21 to go in the first half. Stay setting up at the free throw line, taking a few practice dribbles, composing his thoughts, shooting and scoring. He'll get another. Checking in for the Pioneers is Joel Hardy. Sitting on the bench, I think for the first time tonight, is Dan Fleming. So now on the floor for the Pioneers, we've got Hardy and Miller and Williams and Malloy and Keeley. Checking in for Roberts Wesleyan, number 5, Dave Rudy, a 6'6" freshman forward from Marcellus, New York. Second shot coming for Stay here, with 8:21 to go in the first half, trying to cut into a 7-point Pioneer lead. Stay releases and succeeds. It's a 6-point lead now, 27-21 Mid-America. Keeley now with the basketball, gonna bring it across for the Pioneers. Keeley looking around, gonna find Hardy on the wing. Hardy up top to Malloy. Malloy on the other side to Keeley. Keeley looking for a rotating Williams, can't find him, drives instead, then kicks to Malloy. Malloy drops it low to Hardy. Hardy out to Miller, Miller to Malloy, layup, good! Sean Malloy doing a nice job getting close to the glass and getting easy shots. 29-21, Pioneers by 8. Ball now in the hands of Floyd. Floyd driving, shooting, and count it. Roberts Wesleyan. They're gonna count that one and get it on Keeley. That'll be his third foul. and the team's 9th. So more importantly, it's Keeley's 3rd. So let's see what they do to get Keeley out of there. No, they're calling that on Williams instead of Keeley, I suppose. They've changed the call. Shot coming now for Roberts Wesleyan. Is up and good. 29-24. Pioneers now by only 5 with 7:38 to go. They did end up calling that one on Jimmy. That'll be his first foul, and they bring the ball up in the front court. Basketball now in the hands of Williams. Williams going to drop low to Malloy. They're going to call a foul down here. They're calling it an offensive foul. A clear out going to be called. And they're getting Malloy for a hook on the arm. That'll be his second. 7:27 to go in the first half. 29-24 Pioneers. Tips it was an offensive foul. Apparently no free throws as Roberts Wesleyan brings the ball up the floor. Basketball now in the hands of Lepiska. Lepiska gets it over on the wing to Stay. Stay driving now. Layup. No, it's blocked by Miller, but they're going to call a foul. Let's see who they get it on. They call it an offensive foul on Stay. So the Mid-America fans like it. 7:14 to go in the first half. 29-24 Pioneers. Peterson checking in for the first time for the Pioneers. David's brother Dan, a 2-time All-American and a national tournament performer himself. David hates to be compared to him, but it'd be nice to see some good numbers from this Peterson as well. Basketball into Jimmy Williams. Williams going to bring it across the timeline for the Pioneers. Williams looking around, trying to find Fleming, and does on the wing. Fleming losing the handle, but they're going to say that was off of Roberts Wesleyan, and so the Pioneers will get it back on the far sideline with 7 minutes to go in the first half. 29-24 Mid-America. Fleming gets it into Williams. 20 on the shot clock now for Mid-America. Williams rotates it to Fleming again. Fleming driving baseline, 8-footer, no good. Ball tipped out to Miller. Miller gets it to Williams. Williams, 17-footer, off the board is good. Without the top angle on that shot, Jimmy got it to drop anyway. 7-point lead now for the Pioneers, 31-24. Basketball to Floyd. Floyd gonna rise from 3 and miss. Rebound into Rudy. Rudy shooting from 8 feet. It's no good. Tipped by Peterson. Are they gonna call that one off of Roberts Wesleyan? They do call that one off of the Pioneers, apparently, as Roberts Wesleyan will inbound underneath their own basket. Floyd looking around, trying to find somebody, goes back outside to Stay. Stay gets to Floyd, back to Stay. Stay up top to Lepiska. Lepiska driving on Williams. Goes back outside to Stay. Stay over to Lepiska. Lepiska down to Rebsy, and they're going to call the first one on David Peterson as he was reaching in. Not a bad foul from Dave, though, although Rebsy, a pretty decent free throw shooter.
Number 33, David Peterson.
Well, actually not as good as I originally thought. Only 56% from the free throw line. Rebsy spins the ball in his hands, shoots it up, and it's hard and rattles around and no good. 6:19 to go in the first half, 31-24. Pioneers by 7. Rebsy trying for his second one. It's good. Cuts the Pioneer lead to 6. 31-25, 6:16 to go in the first half. Williams now with the basketball. Gets it over to Hardy. Hardy looking, trying to find a cutting Fleming. Instead drops to Williams. 3 from Williams, no good. Board to Peterson. Peterson gets it back outside to Fleming on a nice save. Fleming gonna drive, layup, good. Dan Fleming, big bucket for him. Pioneers leading now by 8, 33-25. Ball backed outside to Lepiska. Lepiska gets it over to Revies. He gets it back out to Lepiska. Lepiska up top to Stay. Stay on the wing to Floyd. Floyd gonna try to go down low. Ball tipped and stolen by the Pioneers. Williams now with it, gonna bring it across. Williams backs it outside with 5.5 to go in the first half. Pioneers lead by 8. He gets it over to Hardy. Hardy out to Peterson. Peterson looks down low to Miller. Miller turns on his man. Shot up, no good over Dell. Board to Roberts Wesleyan. Stay tries to get it down low, does. Foul gonna be called on Miller as he knocks Rebsy to the floor. And Rebsy will shoot a couple free throws. Good foul by Jeff Miller, though, as Rebsy's already missed 2 free throws earlier. With 5:13 to go in the first half, it's 33-25 Pioneers. Pioneers led in scoring with 16 points from Dan Fleming in the first half. He scored almost half of the Pioneers' points and is a big reason for their 8-point lead. Rebsy's first free throw, up and good. Malloy gonna check in, Peterson gonna check out for the Pioneers. Second shot coming for Rebsy. They're waiting to hand him the basketball. They finally do. Rebsy, one dribble, spins the ball in his hands. Nice stroke, drops it through. Guess he just needed a little practice. Made a couple there. Williams now with the basketball for Mid-America. Williams trying to go down low to Malloy. Instead goes outside to Hardy. Hardy dribbles. Can't find anybody, then does to Malloy. 10-footer, good. Sean Malloy with a nice shot right there. Malloy gonna have 11 points now as the Pioneers lead 35-27 with 4:44 to go in the first half. Driving is Floyd. Floyd gets blocked from behind by Fleming. Great play by Dan, but it drops into the hands of Rebsy, and he turns on an 8-footer. No good. And of course they're gonna call out foul on number 30, Graham Witherspoon, as he cleared Malloy about 3 feet through the lane. That's only the first on Witherspoon, though.
Number 30, Graham Witherspoon, is first.
And it's the team's 8th, so it should be shooting for the Pioneers. Keeley gonna check in for the Pioneers. Boots also gonna check in. Some more great minutes from Jeff Miller. What can we say about Jeff Miller? Greatest couple of games he's had in his career have been in the last couple games. First against Evangel, and again tonight. Shot up and good for Malloy. He'll have another. 36-27, Pioneers by 9. 4:34 to go in the first half. Second shot coming for Malloy. Spins it in his hands, releases. No good. Board to Roberts Wesleyan. Ball is stripped, loose on the floor. They're gonna call that one off the Pioneers, though. So it'll just be a reset for Roberts Wesleyan with 4:31 to go in the first half. Basketball now in the hands of Lepiska. Lepiska gonna bring it across the timeline against Keeley. He does. Lepiska now backing it out. He's up top and then drops it off to Floyd. Floyd goes down to the corner to Stay. Stay gonna rotate around the pick, get it back outside to Lepiska. Lepiska driving, tries to pick outside. Offensive foul gonna be called on Roberts Wesleyan again. So the Pioneers should inbound here with 4:09 to play.
Number 44, Matt.
And they're gonna call that one on Lepiska. 4:09 to play, Pioneers up 36-27. Keeley bringing it across the timeline. Drops it in the corner to Hardy. Hardy lower to Fleming. Fleming 8-footer, no good. Ball tipped. Board to Roberts Wesleyan. They're gonna come out and run. Lepiska gets it over on the wing to Stay. Stay looks at a 3, decides against it. Then he gets it back from Lepiska and tries one, misses. Board to Hardy. Hardy gets it out to Keeley. Keeley gonna rotate to Fleming. Fleming to Alex, layup. Lead in the first half, 38-27. Roberts Wesleyan wants a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take it with him. Be back in 30 seconds on KMNU Channel 18, Olinda. I can hear you, that's fine. Okay, I'll look at it. Back from the College of the Ozarks, Keeter Gymnasium, 38-27, Pioneers by 11, 3:35 to go in the first half, leading the Pioneers statistically. Dan Fleming with 16 points, Sean Malloy with 12. That's 28 of the Pioneers' 38. Roberts Wesleyan now with the basketball as we get back to live action. Ball out to Witherspoon. Witherspoon drops it across to Kish. Kish tries to go down low to Rebsy. It's tipped from behind. Board to Malloy. Malloy gets it to Keeley. And Keeley gonna bring it across for MNU. Keeley looking down, finding Hardy. Hardy gonna try to go to Malloy. Instead, they go low to Fleming. Fleming spinning, layup, good. Wow, Dan Fleming, 18 for him in the first half. 3 minutes to go in this first half, and the Pioneers' biggest lead of the game, 40-27. Basketball to Witherspoon. Witherspoon out to Floyd. Floyd driving, layup, no good. They're gonna call an offensive foul. Nice job of taking the charge by Sean Malloy. Floyd, that's his first foul. So with 2:51 to go, Pioneers lead 40-27. Jimmy Williams gonna check in, Joel Hardy gonna check out for the Pioneers. Now on the floor for Mid-America, we've got Williams, Keeley, Oots, Fleming, and Malloy. Keeley gonna bring it up slowly for Mid-America as they have a 13-point lead with 2:46 to go in the first half. Gets it over to Williams. Williams looking around for Fleming. Can't find him, goes to Malloy up top. Malloy rotates to Keeley. Keeley low to Oots. Oots trying to skip past to Fleming. Gets it outside to him. Three! No good. Tipped around. Is Williams gonna run it down? Yes, he does. Williams looking in the corner to Keeley, gonna try one. It's no good. Board to Roberts Wesleyan. Basketball now in the hands of Stay for Roberts Wesleyan. He gets it over to Floyd. Floyd drops to Stay. Stay backs it out. Tries to go around Keeley. Matt will have none of it. Stay loses the handle. They get it back out to Floyd, and they'll reset the offense. 16 on the shot clock for Roberts Wesleyan. They drop it over to Witherspoon. Witherspoon tries to go in the corner and does. Ball is loose on the floor, ends up going off the end line, and the Pioneers will have it with 1:57 to go in the first half, leading by 13. Coots gonna inbound for Mid-America, gets to Keeley. Keeley content to walk it up the floor. Moves it across, Roberts Wesleyan, no attempt to the press at all. Boy tries to go down low to Oots. Oots gets fouled, so he'll go to the line for two. They're gonna call that one on Roberts Wesleyan. It'll be on Dell, it'll be his third, so some foul trouble for Jamie Dell, as well as for the team of Roberts Wesleyan, as Mid-America is in the double bonus. Oots gonna shoot two. 40-27 Pioneers. Adam sets, composes his thoughts, releases, and misses short. But he'll have another chance. 1:44 to go in the first half. 40-27 Mid-America. Checking in for the Raiders, number 32, Jacob Raleigh. Adam setting for his second shot. Takes 4 practice dribbles, sets his feet, shoots it, scores it. Second time much better than the first for Adam. 41-27, Pioneers by 14, biggest lead of the first half. 1:39 to go in that first half as Stay brings it up for Roberts Wesleyan. Tries to go around a pick, but Keeley goes right with him. They get it over to Kish. Kish drops low to Raleigh. Raleigh turning from 12, no good. They're gonna call a foul on Witherspoon for clearing out again. And a technical on Witherspoon. And Malloy's loving that, as are all the Mid-America fans. So the Pioneers gonna enjoy themselves at the expense of Graham Witherspoon. Let's see if they'll be shooting free throws on this one, and if so, who will be shooting them for the Pioneers.
The second and third fouls.
That gives Witherspoon 3 fouls. He'd done very well to not get in foul trouble, and then he had 2 on the same sequence. Fleming gonna shoot the technical for the Pioneers. Sets, releases, and succeeds. Pioneers now lead 42-27. Second shot coming for Fleming is up and good. 43-27 Pioneers. 1:25 to go in the first half. Pioneers' biggest lead of the first half, 16 points. Now shooting the free throws off the original foul by Witherspoon will be Adam Oots. 1:25 to go, as I said, in the first half, and the Pioneers with a 16-point lead. Fleming now with 20 points after making those 2 free throws. Oots shooting up and good. It's 44-27 Pioneers.
Joe Rebsey.
Second shot coming for Utes. Actually, we have conflicting numbers here on the scoreboard. The scoreboard says Fleming has 18, and the stat sheet I have in front of me says 20. So we'll see whether they both agree at the end of the half or what's the problem with that. Utes will shoot and score his second free throw. So 45-27, Pioneers by 18. Seth Stimson seeing his first action for Mid-America. Basketball into Stay, and he'll bring it across for Roberts Wesleyan. Stay well defended by Stimson. Tries to pass off and does, up to the top of the key to Kish. Kish now going to drive around Williams. Try one, blocked from behind by Miller. Well, he tried to anyway, and Kish ended up with it on the other end in the corner. Kish tries to go to someone. It's tipped in a steal by Seth Stimson. Stimson drops to Miller. Miller layup, good! We go under a minute in the first half. The Pioneers lead by 20, 47-27. Driving is Stay. Stay back up top to number 32, Raleigh. Raleigh goes down low to Rebsey, and they're going to call that one, I believe, on David Peterson, who just checked in. Let's see if they do. And they do. That'll be 2 for Dave. 42.4 seconds to go in the first half. Pioneers lead 47-27. Shooting some more free throws will be Joe Rebsey. Coming into tonight, he shot only 57% from the free throw line. But he shot pretty well of late, making his last 3 after missing his first 2. Checking in for his first action of the night, Red Hansen, one of the more athletic players on the Pioneer squad. David Peterson can go sit down with 2 fouls. Second shot coming for Rebsey is no good. Over the back, going to be called on Roberts Wesleyan. So the Pioneers have a chance to shoot some free throws. Let's see which Pioneer they designate to do so. They're going to call the foul on Raleigh. That'll be his second. Hansen will be shooting for the Pioneers. So he's been pretty cold on the bench all night. Was in about 1 second before being fouled. So let's see how he does stepping in right away to shoot. Makes his first one. Practice makes perfect. 48-28. Pioneers by 20. 41.4 seconds to go in the first half. Second shot for Rhett is up and good. 49-28. Biggest lead of the first half for the Pioneers as we go under 40 seconds to play. Basketball to Stay. Stay backing it out. Good defense by Stimson on Stay. Stay goes around Stimson, though, and then they drop it off to Kish. Kish back to Stay. Stay tries to go down inside to Rebsey, and they're going to call a foul down here, I believe, on Mid-America. And they'll get that one on number 55, Jeff Miller. That'll be his second. With 25.6 seconds to play in the first half, Pioneers lead by 21. Rebsey going to the line yet again for Roberts Wesleyan. Shoots it and scores it. So it's now 49-29. Checking in for his first action for the Pioneers in the first half, Mike Tiffany. Tiffany was the punter on the Pioneer football team that was in the NAIA playoffs earlier this year. So used to playoff action is Mike Tiffany. Second shot up and good for Rebsey. It's 49-30, and Stimson going to bring it up for 1 shot for the Pioneers as they try to close out the half. 15 seconds now in the first half. They get it to Williams. 12 seconds now. 10 seconds now is Hansen with the basketball. Hansen out to Stimson. 7 seconds now. Stimson loses the handle, gets it back. Goes up from 15, gets it blocked. Tiffany loose with it, 2.1 seconds to play. And they're gonna say that was out of bounds off of Roberts Wesleyan, and the clock kept running, so they're gonna have to reset it. Let's see what they reset it to. The clock says 1 second, but there really should be at least 2 seconds left, possibly 3. They're only giving them 1.7, so it'll be a catch and shoot here for the Pioneers pretty much. 49-30 Mid-America. Let's see what they can do. Williams trying to rotate the ball in, gets it to Tiffany. Tiffany gonna shoot it, it's good! Tiffany, 51-30, the Pioneers by 21. We're gonna go ahead and take a 2-minute break and come back with some halftime stats for you. National Tournament basketball, it's unbelievable, and it's on KMNU. Show you. Rebounds, offensive defensive and torque. Field goals attempted, 3-pointers. Field goal is a shot from the field, anything but a free throw. Two commercials, 2 minutes. Alrighty. That's fine, thanks. Yeah, check that stuff just to make sure. Right. They're not accurate, I know that. That's right, yeah. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to stick around. Following this game, we'll have the Grandview College Vikings facing the Evangel Crusaders. High School Jazz Band. First half scoring from Mid-American Nazarene, Sean Malloy with 12, Adam Hoots with 8, Jimmy Williams with 5, Dana Fleming with 20, Brett Hansen with 2, Mike Tiffany with 2, and Jeff Miller with 2. For Roberts Wesleyan, Graham Witherspoon with 2, Joe Ramsey, 15, Chris Day, 4, Caleb Richter with 2, James Floyd with 3, and Jamie Dell with 4. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to make your reservations for the Final Four banquet, which will be held this Sunday, March 11th at 5 p.m. For tickets, you can call the Showboat Branson Bell at 1-800-775-VOTE. Also, videotapes of each game can be purchased immediately following the game. Pick up your videos upstairs, right behind the Vacation Channel banner. Be sure to visit the food court for all your concession needs as well. Special thank you to our presenting sponsor for this year's NAIA National Tournament, Touchstone Energy. Also to our corporate sponsor, Dixie Stampede, Showboat Branson Bell, Sodexo Marriott, Branson Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce, Bass Pro, Branson Daily News, and TableRock.net. Thank you to our presenting sponsor and our corporate sponsor.
Stadium bound for the Raiders. Stay gonna drop it inside and does to Lepiska. Lepiska across the timeline, gets it over to Stay. Stay now going over to Rebiz. Rebiz back up top. 3 ball is good. Or are they gonna call that a 2? Didn't see a 3-point signal. Ended up being an 18-footer from Rebsy, and it's 51-32. Pioneers by 19. Basketball now to Oots. Oots gonna drive to the hole. They're gonna call the foul on the floor though. Let's see who they get for this one. They call Witherspoon on that. That'll be his 4th, so Witherspoon will have to go sit down with 19:32 to play. Fleming trying to inbound now for the Pioneers after the foul. Gets it out to Oots. Oots out to Keeley. Keeley looking around, gonna reset the offense. 19:25 to play now. Pioneers by 19. They get it over to Williams on the wing. 25 on the shot clock for Mid-America. He drops low to Fleming. Fleming spinning from 12. It's good. Fleming now with 22. 53-32. Pioneers by 21. 19:09 to play. Ball up top to Witherspoon. Witherspoon dribbling around. They're keeping him on the floor with 4. Interesting ploy. Witherspoon going to try to go down low. Does to Rebsy. Reverse layup is good. 53-34. Pioneers by 19 now. Keeley with the basketball gets it to Malloy. Malloy going to drop down low to Oots. Oots back to Malloy. Malloy 15-footer. No good. Board to Williams. Great block out by Jimmy Williams to get in there. And they're going to call the foul down here on number 40. Actually, number 44, Lepiska. That'll be his 2nd. And the team's 2nd. They're going to call Williams in the act of shooting, so he will shoot some free throws. His first one is up, rattles around and down. So Pioneers back up by 20, 54-34, 18:44 to go in the second half. Second shot coming for Williams. Jimmy setting his feet, releasing, rattling it around, no good. Board to Roberts Wesleyan. Basketball now in the hands of Lepiska. Lepiska gets it across the timeline, drops down in the corner, and then the ball's rotated back around to Stay. Stay back up top to Dell. 19-footer is no good, long. Board to Williams. Williams dropping to Fleming. Fleming low to Malloy. Malloy loses the handle. And Roberts Wesleyan will have it back with 18:22 to go, trailing by 20. Dell gonna inbound, gets it over to Lepiska for the Raiders. Lepiska coming across the timeline, immediately met by Keeley. Good defense by Matt, although Lepiska tries to go around him. Goes up top to Dell. Dell across to Richter. Richter down in the corner to Stay. Stay back outside to Dell. Dell back over to Stay. Stay gonna drive. Goes back outside. Dell for 3. Good. Big shot from Jamie Dell. 54-37. Pioneers by 17. 17:49 to play. Basketball out to Fleming. Fleming trying to find Malloy. Does up top. Malloy one dribble. Gets it over to Keeley. Keeley trying to go down low to Oots. Does to Malloy instead for a layup. Nice cut by Sean Malloy to get open. 56-37. Pioneers by 19. Basketball dropped low to Rebiz, but they're going to call it on him. So, I'm sorry, I keep pronouncing this guy's name 3 different ways. Joe Rebsy with the foul. That'll be his 3rd. And the team's 4th, so the Pioneers will inbound. 17:25 to play, 56-37. Pioneers by 19, they drop it to Malloy. Malloy trying to go in the corner to Fleming. Instead drops low to Oots. Oots layup, good. 58-37, nice to see Pioneers getting some easy shots and sort of keeping that lead up around the 19, 20, 21 point range. Right now they lead by 21 as Stay takes a 15-footer, it's no good. Ball tipped around, Stay ends up with his own board and lays it up and in. 16:56 to go, 58-39, Pioneers. They try to pass to Fleming on the ensuing possession, and it goes over his head and out of bounds. So Roberts Wesleyan will get it back. Now with the basketball is Lepishka. Lepishka across the timeline. Looking, finding Dell. Dell trying to go down low, does. Turning, shot, good off the board for Rebsy. 58-41, Pioneers now by 17, 16 and a half to go in the game. Keeley trying to calm him down a little bit, gets it over to Malloy. Malloy tries to go low to Oots. Oots spinning in the lane. Oh, they gotta call something. No call, just an out of bounds play. Roberts Wesleyan will get it back with 16:20 to go now. Basketball to Lepishka. Lepishka gets it over to Stay. Stay back outside to Lepishka. Lepishka gets it over on the wing to Dell. Good defense by Oots on Dell. Dell back outside to Richter. Richter, 15-footer, no good. Board to Malloy. Malloy gets to Keeley. Keeley looks up the floor to Williams. Williams trying to find Oots, cutting to the hole. Great shot. 60-41, Pioneers by 19, 15:50 to play. Ball dropped down low. They're going to call a foul on Mid-America. Let's see who they call it on. I think they're going to get Malloy. They do. 15:46 to go. Pioneers leading by 19. Basketball in to number 24, Richter. Richter back up top to Lepishka. Lepishka driving inside, kicks back outside to Stay. Stay, middle of the lane, 8-footer, good. 15:32 to go now. It's a 17-point game again. Keeley to Fleming. Fleming driving, 17-footer from the wing is no good. Board down to Roberts Wesleyan. They get it to Lepishka. Lepishka now trying to go around Keeley again. This time, I think they're going to call Matt for a foul. And they will. So for Keeley, that'll be his third. With 15:17 to play, Pioneers within 17 of Roberts Wesleyan. It's a full timeout for the Pioneers, so we'll take it with them. 15:17 to play. Be back in a minute on KMNU.
I'd like to say thank you to our maple sponsors, Ozarks Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, Leo Journey Construction Company, Office Concepts of Missouri Incorporated, Free to Frame, and The Track. Special thank you to our honorary coaches, White River Electric, Table Rock Asphalt Construction, Big Sultan 5 and 10, Allstate Insurance, Briar Road Quilts, Oregon Electric Supply Incorporated, the Lighting Concepts, Phoenix Community Health Center,
Yes.
Rural Missouri Cable TV, Fairfield Communities Incorporated, Branson, Johnson Branson.
Pioneers leading 60-43, 15:17 to go in the basketball game. The Pioneers dominating on the glass. Sean Malloy with 7 boards, Jimmy Williams with 6 to lead the Pioneers. But right now, we're going to go back to the free throw line as Matt Lepishka's got a couple free throws coming to him, trying to cut into the 17-point Pioneer lead. Lepishka drops in the first one, he'll get another, 60-44. Pioneers by 16 with 15:17 to play. Second shot from Lepishka is up and good. 60-45. Keeley now with the basketball. Going to bring it across for the Pioneers. Mid-America needing to get back in it a little bit as they've been a little lackadaisical on the offensive end the last couple possessions. They get it over to Fleming. Fleming outside to Keeley. Keeley going to drop low to Miller. Miller trying to go down further. It ends up being tipped and stolen by number 10, Chris Stay. Roberts Wesleyan back on the attack. They're going to call a foul away from the basketball. Let's see who they get on this one. They're going to call Miller for it. So that'll be his third and the team's fourth. So it's just an inbound pass for Roberts Wesleyan. Ball dropped to Dell. Dell turning from 12 is good. They're back within 13 are the Raiders of Roberts Wesleyan. Pioneers lead 60-47. They get the ball outside to Fleming. Fleming now trying to go around a screen. Instead drops to Keeley on the other side of the top of the key. Keeley backing it out. 17 on the shot clock for the Pioneers. They get it out to Williams. Williams in the corner to Fleming. Fleming driving, gets stripped. Stolen by Roberts Wesleyan. Basketball now in the hands of Lepishka. Lepishka gets it down in the corner to Stay. Stay driving, tries to kick back outside. Does to Rebsy. Bank shot's good, and they're within 11. 60-49. Pioneers up by now only 11 after leading by as many as 21. 14:04 to play. Fleming now with the basketball. Looking to Keeley in the corner. Keeley trying to go low to Oots. Backs it back out. Gets back outside to Fleming. Fleming trying to go down low. Instead, he's going to rise from 17 and hit. Rising to the call in one of the biggest games of his career, Dan Fleming drops it through. On the other end, shot up no good for Roberts Wesleyan. Board to Williams. Williams driving, drops in the corner to Keeley for a wide open three, and he'll nail it. Wow, Pioneers back up by 16. They get it down to Richter. Richter shooting from 8 feet. It's good for Roberts Wesleyan, so they're going up and down the floor a little bit more right now. Keeley with the basketball. Down in the corner to Fleming. Fleming driving, layup. They're going to call an offensive foul on Dan Fleming. 13:10 to play. Pioneers by 14. And they're going to call the foul on Fleming, so let's see how many that is for Dan. I believe that's only his second.
Foul on number 40, Dan Fleming is second.
So with 13:10 to go, Pioneers up 65-51. Roberts Wesleyan will inbound in the person of Jamie Dell. Dell drops it to Lepishka. Lepishka going to bring it across. Against Keeley, Lepishka going around a Dell screen and gives it back to Dell. Dell over to Stay. Stay drops in the corner to Richter. Richter down low to Rebsy shoots it and scores. 65-53, they're within 12. That's the closest Roberts Wesleyan has been in a while with 12:40 to play. Keeley backing it out and slowing it up for the Pioneers. 23 on the shot clock for Mid-America. Keeley looking, finding Malloy. Malloy going to go low to Hardy. Hardy gets double teamed, so he kicks out to Fleming for a three from the corner. It's no good. Tipped around, board to Dell for Roberts Wesleyan. Long three, gets just a little bit of iron from Stay. Hardy ends up with the basketball for the Pioneers, gets it to Keeley. Pioneers have numbers. Keeley going to drop low to Oots. Oots gets back outside to Keeley for three. Bang! And it's good. 12:02 to play. Big three from Matt Keeley, the freshman, stepping up and knocking one in. 15-point lead for the Pioneers. Basketball now in the hands of Lepishka. Lepishka over on the wing to Stay. Stay goes down to Dell. Dell tries to go further to Rebiz. Back outside to Lepishka. Lepishka looking, finding Rebsy. Rebsy back up top to Dell. Dell over to Lepishka. And let's see what the call is here. They're going to get Malloy. Let's see how many that is for Sean. That should be either his third or his fourth. That is his fourth. So a little bit of foul trouble for Malloy. Fleming checking out. And Malloy checking out. Williams and Miller checking in for them. Timeout on the floor. Timeout for Roberts Wesleyan. Let's see if it's a 30-second or a full timeout. It is a full timeout, so we'll take it with them. 11:30.